I want to make this video sharing the different kinds of AI tools I'm using and kind of my recommendations. So depending on what you do, of course, like you need to understand that each AI tool is better for different things. So what I currently am using for a lot of like quick question answers, like for example, like if you want to act like Google and search stuff and ask about current events, I'm currently using Grok. I think it's a pretty useful one just for very quick kind of answers. And also it can access all of X or Twitter for answers as well, which is usually pretty good at like any updates on very rapidly changing events. And I've just had it like really, just really quick kind of stuff, right? So not asking it to really write a lot of things, not asking it for help on some stuff. I sometimes ask it for help on like studying things, but just quick things that come to mind that you have questions about, I pretty much just use Grok, right? And then besides Grok, right, we also have Manus. So I don't know if you guys are actually familiar with Manus, but Manus is a really up and coming kind of startup. They're really doing well, and I actually have a volunteer role for them. So I would really recommend you guys try it out. The difference with Manus is that it's pretty much a really heavy research and building kind of tool. So let's say you want to research the top 100, let's say CEOs and where they went to school and also one quote from them. You can give it to Manus. You can close the window, you can close your phone app. It will keep working in the background. And then once it's done, you can get a notification or you can just open the app back up and see the results. And you can also run multiple tasks at the same time. It also allows you to build a website with a full backend and like develop apps and make slides all in one. And you can also have like connectors here. So if you look, you can connect all these things. It's very similar to like ChatGPT, I guess, in that sense with the connectors, but I found it to be very just useful, right? In being like a general agent kind of AI. But I'll let you guys just like try it out for yourself because I highly recommend it. And I've told a lot of my friends and they also highly recommend it. And, unfortunately, I'm not getting paid, but I just think it's a great tool. Then, of course, you have the ChatGPT thing. So I think ChatGPT is great because it's good just for more mid-level tasks. So like maybe you need some writing, email assistance, that kind of stuff. It's good for that. Although the difference is it does kind of hallucinate a lot, and that is kind of a problem. But if you send it like writing materials, it's probably fine because it doesn't really matter. Then they also have like the custom GPTs, which I think are really good and popular because it allows you to just, let's say you want to, I don't know, image generator and you want it to be specialized and you can make your own, which is really cool. I think those are like really nice to work with. Then the last one I use a lot is Claude. So Claude I think is a little bit better with like hallucinating less than ChatGPT. And I think its writing is kind of better. So I use it for some of that stuff. I also use it for just other things. And of course there's Claude Code, which is pretty well known. But yeah, so I mean, those are like the main ones I use. Of course, like you do need to have subscriptions to use like a good amount of them. But I found that if you split it across like these 4 different ones, you could actually just use like a free account. And if I had to say like which ones I would recommend buying a subscription for, I would honestly say maybe Manus or Chat GPT because it has the most functionality. But like Manus, I forgot to mention this, it can log into like websites just like a human being and it can type in them and do those kind of things. So for example, if you wanted to, let's say, order something, you could tell it to go to Amazon, you could give it your like login or you could log in on your own on it. And then it's kind of like a virtual Windows machine there. But yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys of like kind of what tools I'm using because I'm sure you guys are curious as like a Stanford person supposed to be on the forefront of AI, what kind of things I'm doing. And I would just really highly recommend use the tools, right? Because like they're definitely not going away. If anything, they're getting more and more popular. And yeah, just like really just get yourself familiar with it. If you want something to learn about prompt engineering, learn about like how do AIs give responses, how can they be like, prompted to give better responses, and what are the contexts and important things that go into that. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Otherwise, subscribe for more.